Welcome to the MyMoto channel. After 5 fantastic days riding around Scotland's NC500, on the journey back my visor got absolutely peppered with flies. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do a short video on the easiest and best way to clean your visor. As you can see, we've got plenty of flies on this AGV AX9 visor. First thing you're going to do when you come to clean your visor is remove anything like your comms or anything like that. So you take your comms off, make sure you don't leave your comms in cold garages and things like that over winter. Make sure they're kept charged and in good condition, nice and warm. And we're going to remove that because we're going to use a little bit of water whilst we clean this visor. Now the best way to do it, if you try and rub at any of these flies that have dried on, plus you might get little bits of grit on there, you can end up scratching your visor. So what we need to do is actually soften those flies so they wipe away. And the best way of doing that is soaking them. Try and tilt your helmet back so that the visor's pretty much level. Get a little bit of soft tissue, paper or kitchen roll or any kind of workshop tissue. Put that over the visor. Now I always kind of do it this way because you can spray water on it, but it will go elsewhere on the helmet. I like to try and keep the amount of water I use down to a minimum so I haven't got it dripping in the vents and it getting all over the place. What I then do is get a little bit of water. Now again, you could use a water squirter, but make sure it's just clean, fresh water. All I find you have to do is just drip a bit onto the visor and it will soak through. And then we're going to leave that to soak in. Okay, so now you can see there, we've got it all nice and damp. We're going to leave that tissue on there wet. Go and make a cup of tea, cup of coffee, 10 minutes or so. Just let it soak in and then we're going to come back and just wipe it away. And that should remove a lot of those dry flies from the surface. So, let's go make coffee. Right, so I've made my cup of coffee. So that means I've just left this basically soaking for that period of time I'm making the coffee. That should have softened all them flies. So if I now give it a little bit of a wipe, a lot of that dirt and the flies will come off with this straight away. Just give it a wipe as you go. If there's still any marks left over, you just come back to them and soak them for a bit longer. So you can see there. Okay, and you can see actually on the tissue, you can see all the dead flies that we've pulled off straight away. The flies have all come off the visor. It's now wet and there's a little bit of grease on there still from general road grime, fingerprints, and even the flies can leave a bit of residue behind. That method we've used actually can be used for all the flies on the front of a helmet. You can actually put the tissue everywhere. But the critical part is the visor, because that is the bit that will scratch if you're trying to kind of persistently rub it of a dead fly or something stuck to it to get it off. It will scratch the visor. Now we've removed all those dead flies, what I can do is take another piece of tissue and just basically dry the visor off. So give it another wipe over. And this is actually, I already seeing there that it's bringing away even more of the fly residue, little bits that were left behind. Right, so now we have got basically a clean visor, but what we've got is greasy kind of smears and smudges and a bit of dust and things from the tissue. That is where the Moto visor cleaner comes in. So with these kind of helmet and visor cleaners, they are quite aggressive, and some of the manufacturers will say basically not to use them and to just use fresh water. What I find with them is as long as you are quick, so you spray it on, you wipe it off and you don't leave it damp anywhere, you certainly wouldn't soak the visor in this stuff in the same way you do with the water. But these are good for removing grease. So if you want that visor to be exceptionally clean when you finish, a little bit of visor cleaner works. So what we're going to do, we've got our pretty clean visor as it is, give it a little squirt with this. Get a clean cloth. Make sure that the cloth hasn't got any kind of rough bits or anything that could scratch the visor, so make sure it's not got any debris stuck to it, and give your visor a good wipe down. and this will remove all of those grease marks and leave you with a nice clean visor. There we go. Visor's clean. Helmet's still filthy, but I'll give that a clean next. But yeah, the visor's clean, ready to go. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully this is helpful for you, especially if you come across this problem yourself. If there's any other videos you'd like to see, whether it's tutorial type videos on how to look after kit or any equipment, how to set things up, or if it's product tests, then let us know in the comments. We love the comments, and we'll always try and get a response to any comments we get. If you want to support MyMoto in any way, then we've got 3 shops. We've got a shop in Manchester, Leeds, and in Claycross in Derbyshire. So just next time you're looking for buying a helmet or some kind of kit, then check us out first, basically. That's pretty much it for today. Hopefully this has helped. Until next time, ride safe.